Lifelong journey of addiction and selfishness brought me to needing a place like Portland Rescue Mission. Since I was a kid and since growing up in an addictive household, that not being shown how to handle my emotions or talk about my feelings, I could just take it out on myself. Started smoking weed regularly and drinking. It progressed into really going down the wrong road with meth, and that just led me into another cycle of self-destruction, basically. When I started to isolate myself because of what I was going through, I actually became blind to the fact that I was digging myself a hole I couldn't get out of. I really started to take revenge on myself and my own well-being because I was never really shown how to deal with emotions or feelings or anything I was going through at the time. Living in my car came from the shame and from the abandonment that I felt from not being able to reach out and ask for help from other people. But I would go days without eating at times when I was living in my car. I just kind of lived day by day in misery and isolation. I remember looking for a treatment center, and I was like, I'm done with this road. How do I get out of this hole I'm in? I'm so ready to change. I need to find a place to get into treatment. It was extremely difficult. They either didn't take my insurance, they weren't accepting people because of the COVID regulations, and when I called here, this was the glimmer of hope that God put in my path to find. I was so happy and joyful to know that there was a place for me during all this that was going on. When I walked through the doors of the harbor, I was just greeted with love and with kindness. There was a little skepticism at first and anxiety of it because I wasn't used to it. But from isolation into a community of loving and kind and compassionate people was really it was a blessing and a sense of comfort I've never really had before. Having meals and shelter really brought relief to myself. It really gave me a sense of looking inside to see what was going on inside of me. When we had our classes, it was nice to know that it was all scripture-based. It was all relational. It was all Christ as the center of this place. It was like finally like I was giving some hope in a new life, a step in the right direction. We started a marathon training here 5 months ago. It was such a joy. It was very encouraging to be able to see all of us out there as a group running together. But the sense of community that I felt during the marathon run was like no other. I remember coming around the corner and there were volunteers, there were families of people, there were their kids saying, "Go Chad, go." Man, I think back on that time and I picture myself running up that hill again and just crying and feeling all that love. Jesus has brought me back to life. He's given me a life day by day that I can feel joyful and grateful and thankful. It's such a big difference going from isolated and selfishness into community and loving. Jesus has brought me from hate into love, fear into courage, the darkness into the light. It's a blessing. It's such a blessing.